managing diabetes every day is probably one of the hardest things I'll ever have to do.
As I have grown up, I mean, it has really impacted like my identity and has impacted my mental health.
It's an extra, I don't want to say nuisance or burden or anything, it's an extra obstacle to get through the day.
A lot of people around me aren't aware that it's always in my mind, and it's always kind of running in the background for me in my mind, not just the insulin.
There's a lot of like psychological weight attached to blood sugar readings. Some of them are genuinely like physiological like states brought on by hypoglycemia. And a lot of it is like emotional and kind of I guess, dependent on the words and emotions we attach to those numbers.
Diabetes is really challenging, and that's one of the hardest parts about it, is that from the outside it looks easy. Without good emotional health, it's going to be really hard to manage your diabetes.
There is a lot of stigma around mental health. Everyone, when they experience big feelings, they feel vulnerable themselves. Talking about the feelings related to diabetes can be really important to get you the support that you need, even though it feels scary and vulnerable and makes you nervous.
I've had a lot of times where I've been embarrassed of getting a low in the middle of class and like have been, you know, like deterred from like actually getting up and like taking care of it, and dealing with those like mental and like kind of like social, emotional aspects of things. Or if it's like, you know, if you're sad and it affects the way that you manage your diabetes, like how do you find ways of like making sure that you're still being healthy?
For a long time, until like I got a lot older, until, you know, I started like being comfortable in my body, working out, everything, I was super ashamed of being type 1 diabetic. I didn't speak to a lot of people on it. I'm at a point now where I've, you know, accepted my diagnosis. I've been able to exceed expectations with my diagnosis. But it also does give me some sort of pride, knowing I accomplished the things I've accomplished with type 1 diabetes.
There are some days when I am at work or living my daily life and I'll do something with diabetes that's visual for someone else, and they'll say something like, oh, I didn't realize that it's not just like counting carbs and like monitoring blood sugar or something like that. And there's like a little glimpse into my life.
Owning yourself, owning your body, and knowing it does not do everything it needs to do for you is hard. I have a lot of people around me who are great and supportive and try to educate themselves as much as they can.
Like I might have to adapt to certain aspects of living with diabetes, but that doesn't mean that I can't live like a meaningful, fulfilling life. I don't want anyone else to feel alone in that, because so many people are going through the same thing.
Finding resources that are going to be most helpful for you is going to be the thing that's going to get you the support that you need.